It looks like we're going to be getting a school trip soon in collaboration with another academy. I'm incredibly excited because we're going to be participating in a summer festival in a far-off land called Kitakami. The most interesting thing about this is that the village that we're visiting is at the base of a large mountain, and it has apple orchards and rice paddies, which is a completely new terrain for us to explore. The apple orchards, along with the apple symbolism that we've seen throughout the Paldea region, especially with Rika's hint of the Manzana Academy, which is a Spanish word for apple, makes me really think that we may be getting another academy that was unnamed for this DLC. Either way, we won't be able to explore the mysteries behind the folktales that this summer festival is celebrating until the fall, but based on what we're seeing right now, I have some speculation on what we might be seeing, and I really think we should be talking about this. So, interestingly enough, Kitakami is actually the name of a real-life city in the Iwata Prefecture of Japan. I hope I said that right, as I'm not actually from there, nor have I ever been to Japan. I hope to one day, especially on this content creation journey, so that way I can share it with all of you. Moving forward though, this might actually be why we're seeing a lot of the Japanese themes within the Kitakami area. In fact, this entire plot might actually be involving the old Japanese folktale of Momotaro, one where a village's treasures are stolen by an ogre gang, and a young boy sets off on a journey in order to reclaim these treasures. On his way, he befriends a dog, a pheasant, and a monkey, and interestingly enough, we did get 3 hero Pokemon that were recently revealed. Now, in my speculation, I actually think that the village in question here might be the Paldea region, and the treasure that was taken was whatever was buried deep in Area 0. Could this simply just be the power of terrestrialization, or could this be something else? The jewel on Ogrepon's mask is very suspicious to me, as it matches the bottom part of Lika's pendant in the upcoming anime series. Now, Okidogi, Monkey Dory, and Pheasantipity just happen to be Pokemon that are based on a dog, a monkey, and a pheasant that were heroes that defended the village long ago. In fact, there's even statues in their honor that were wearing red knitted scarves that are reminiscent of the red bibs that we see on Guardian statues all across Japan. Now, these red bibs are often seen as ways of offering protection as well as asking for protection from these guardians. The magenta cords that are seen on these 3 revealed Pokemon seem to correlate with the location of the red bibs, and on Pheasantipity and Monkey Dory specifically, are reminiscent of locations of clothing that were worn by samurai long ago in history. As well as the leash-like design that's on Okidogi, at least in my opinion, seems to be in honor of the canine companions that we would see samurai using as intruder alarms and as ways of sniffing out and following the scent of their opponents. To further imply that these Pokemon are the heroes of legend, we see a festival stall that has various souvenir masks. Most commonly they have Pikachu and Eevee, which we even see in the real world at these festivals. But interestingly enough, we see masks that are very reminiscent of the green Okidogi, the blue Monkey Dory, and the red Pheasantipity, that have crystalline visors over the eyes and further imply that they are heroes because they are very reminiscent of the popular hero series Super Sentai in Japan, or Power Rangers here in the West. I'm a huge fan of Power Rangers and grew up with it my entire life, so I am very much looking forward to seeing this become something real. Interestingly enough though, those masks are very popular souvenir pieces at festivals such as these in Japan, and I've even seen them here at parades and various festivals in America. The only thing that conflicts with this and the fact that these Pokemon might be heroes is that their color scheme and even the way that they're poised and have more aggressive or conniving appearances implies to me that they might actually be a dark type and under some sort of corruption that we have to save them from. So we might see an inverse of the Momotaro story, where we're going to get Ogrepon that helps us on our team take down this gang of former heroes. What do you think? Do you think these three are the heroes or villains? Or do you think these are just Pokemon with attitude that will become the heroes of legend that we need in such a time to take down the villain of Ogrepon? Talking about the argument of hero or villain, we have the final mask that's on the festival stall. It is an ogre or oni mask, which is more commonly used in Japanese culture by samurai warriors as a means of warding off evil spirits or intimidating their opponent. The interesting thing about this is, this mask looks a lot more fierce than the bejeweled mask that Ogrepon hides behind in the released image. In fact, the bejeweled mask looks a lot more like a Tengu Karasu mask that is used in Japanese stage plays and is seen as a way of bringing good fortune to the wearer. Now, this really begs the question, if Ogrepon is a villain, wouldn't he be wearing a much more fierce and intimidating mask, as opposed to wearing a mask that is more welcoming and still is a means of hiding and protecting yourself from evil or negativity? Maybe Ogrepon is actually hiding from a much more evil Pokemon, similar to the one that we see on the wooden plank outside of the forest in the Kitakami area, where a very, as my friend Lumios post mentioned, werewolf-like ogre is running away from the three introduced hero Pokemon along with the trainer, along with giving us some insight in the Pokemon language to the old lore and folktales. About those, we're not going to be able to explore those and actually know any of this for sure until the fall, but I think we might actually be on something, because it's all based off of old Japanese folktales, and Pokemon seems to really integrate a lot of these into their work and their designs. I love the way that Pokemon explores culture through different ways and really fills out the Pokemon world for us. Growing up, I was always a big fan of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I'm loving all the hints that we're getting towards the Mighty Morphin Poke Rangers in this upcoming Teal Mask DLC. In fact, one of my favorite story arcs of Power Rangers was where we saw an evil Green Ranger that was the ultimate opponent for the Power Rangers becoming one of the greatest allies on the team, and I'm really hoping that we see a very similar storyline play out with Ogrepon. But from the very folktale rich story that we're looking at, to whatever connection Kitakami is going to have to the treasures of the Area Zero and Paldea, I am really excited for this next DLC packet. What do you think about my thoughts? What do you have of your own? I'd love to hear your hopes and ideas down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And until next time, please remember something very important. You have the spirit.